Okay, so technically, the first one is a ghost story time, and if you've been on my TikTok, then like you've already known this one, or you've already heard this one. But my TikTok's right here, so you can go watch it if you really want to. Okay, so technically, what happened was my aunt died about a month ago, and about 2 months ago actually, and about 2 weeks after she died, me and my grandparents went. Me and my grandpa, which is that aunt's brother, and my grandma, which is that aunt's sister-in-law, and then this kid, he isn't important right now. Next story, he will be important. Back to sing. So, I can't say any names because I don't want to. But, so technically what happened was after we got home from the trip, I stayed at their house one more night before going back to my house, and I was home alone all day that day, and I was watching my phone, no AirPods, because I was home alone all day, so why would I have my AirPods on when there's nobody there? So technically I was watching it, and they have these 3 dogs, and I have 1 dog, if you didn't know. But there are these 3 dogs, and one of the dogs is super tiny, and the other ones are super big. So they have this little crevice that the little dog, the really old dog, can walk into the other room. The other dogs can't because there's a gate there. And the smaller dog started walking towards back to me because he loves me, and he was just trying to take a break from the dogs, I think. I'm not sure because I can't speak to dogs, but okay, that's what I was saying. So obviously I'm like, okay, this is normal, this is what he does all the time. He goes back and forth all the time. And he was like, and they just all stopped. He stopped walking, both of them stopped sleeping and looked up. And they all looked straight towards my aunt's, oh my gosh, my aunt's old room, because they used to live together. They used to live in the same house. She used to live at my grandparents' house. And they all stopped and looked directly at my gone aunt's room, and then started barking. But they only barked once. All of them barked at the same time once. And so that was weird. And then they all come back and they lay down. And I'm like confused, obviously, because they literally just barked at the same time towards my aunt's room. And then they all just come back and fall asleep, go back to what they're doing. Jackson, which is the smaller dog, came up, jumped on my lap, and fell asleep. Of course he did, because he's 14. But, so obviously I'm confused. But I keep watching the Starting All Triplets because they're my favorite people ever. Let's trip merch. Sorry, my dad just texted me. So technically, I was waiting, and I was confused, but like I said, I went back to watching Starting All Triplets, and then I hear on the glass door right next to me, and like I said, there's nobody home at this point except for me, and like it's glass door so I can see through, and I did not see anybody. And then so technically, So obviously I'm confused, like I'm scared because I just heard a knock right next to me on the glass door and I see nobody there. And my aunt, if you know what that means, so she was always outside, right there, right where I heard the glass knock. Okay, that's the end of that story. But that was actually pretty good. Okay. Next story. So, this isn't a ghost story. This is a normal story. On that trip, we went to the races, and we went to this house, my aunt's house, my other aunt's house, in Spokane, California, or Spokane, Washington. And that's where they were racing. I think it was like a drag racing or something. I'm not sure. Because I don't like that type of racing. I like racing where they have a lot of crashes and at the end of it there's a demolition derby. Those type of races. I love those type of races. I've been to them twice and I really like them. But that's what I was saying. So we were there that only one day and it was hot. Like, I mean, like, I'm saying that multiple times because it was really, really hot. And so we all went, everybody but my grandpa went to the car to eat and be in air conditioning them. Me, the kid, and my grandparents' friend or co-worker, my grandpa's employee, because he owns his business, we're all sitting, or like us three were sitting down, waiting for the rest of them to get back. And I was starting to get really, really hot. And like, I was like getting irritable because when I'm hot, I'm super irritable. And so, obviously, I'm being irritable. I'm being annoyed. I'm getting annoyed. I'm just like not having the best time, right? And this kid sees the ice cream truck. The ice cream truck. And if you don't know, little kids love ice cream. I want ice cream cake. Okay, so, he sees that, and he's like, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. So I'm like, no, Grandma and Grandpa wouldn't want that. No, let's not get that. No. Because I know that my grandparents would not want him to get that because, we already had a lot of sugar that day because we went to the store and got a lot of candy. And we drove there the day before and had a lot of candy while we were driving. So, like, I knew the answer was going to be no. But you know what the friend says? Yes, in a little bit. So, obviously, I'm like, what? Because, like, I know the answer is going to be no, so why would you tell him yes? Why would you tell the kid yes? And so, I started getting even more irritable because he was like, now, Kelly now. Is right now the right time? Can we now? Very repeating himself. Sorry, it looks like I'm about to cry because there's something in my eye. So now I'm starting to get irritable towards him. I'm like, sit down, stop, sit down, stop. And he was like, he continued, and so there's like these big steps, and then right next to them are these really small steps. Big steps, sit on. Small steps, walk up, walk down. And this kid decides, I think it's a good idea to just jump up and grab this random biker dude's arm. And the biker dude was nice. He's like smiling. He's like having a good time. And then the kid jumps up, grabs his arm, and pulls. And so the biker dude went like that. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Kid, sit down. And like, you can't do that. And he was like, oh no, it's cool. Why the heck did you just get mad though? Cause like his face was red mad. Like he was mad. And he was like, and no, it's cool. He had a very sweet voice though. He was scary with a sweet voice. And he was like, it's okay, it's fine, I don't really care. I'll kiss him out. I'm like, okay, sit down. And so I call my grandparents. I'm like, I need to leave. I get mad. And then, so we leave. And my grandpa's like, and he's starting to cry. The kid's starting to cry because he didn't get his ice cream. And the friend told him he would get his ice cream. So he started to cry, dude. Cry. And, the friend is literally just watching his phone, not helping us at all. Like, hun, that's not very nice. You started the problem, and you're not even gonna help us finish it. Like, stop the problem. And he's like, still just on his phone while we're like trying to calm him down. Calm the kid down. Calm the kid down. And he's just screaming, crying. And so my grandpa stops at the store, tries to help us, tries to find it. Couldn't find the same thing because he wanted the snow cone with the bubble guns everywhere on. So my grandpa gets a foot-long popsicle, more than a foot, probably 2 foot long popsicle for both of us, one for both. And this kid starts crying even harder because he wants his bubblegum snow cone, not this weird 2 foot long popsicle. So we get home, we get back to the place, and just so you know, my aunt and my uncle, the people that we were at, the house that we were at, they were already home because my uncle was starting to feel sick, so my aunt drove him home. And obviously the kid's mad, and my grandpa, we get home, my grandpa smashes that for him, so it's just like a snow cone. Still mad. We put him downstairs because he's crying and we need to stop the problem. So we put him downstairs to go to sleep, and he is still, like, he's screaming downstairs. That's the end of that story. Now, while I brush my hair, I'll tell you one more. Let me think. Oh, I'll tell you the really quick story of how someone at my school screamed at a teacher yesterday, actually. Okay, so we went, so I had 7th period math. I have 7th period math because I'm in middle school now. I'm in 6th grade. And obviously I'm like, I don't know, I'm not really sure with math. I'm not really good at math, or I'm good at math. Me and math aren't really friends, though. I wouldn't say I love math, though. So, we're taking this test to see what we know. It's called a test. I'm not going to say it just in case it's just my place that called it that. So, obviously, I'm, like, freaking out about that test, especially since at the end of the day, the more anxiety I'm gonna get. And we have too many people in our class, and so we had some people had to go to a different room, and not everybody finished their test, and so they just press pause, but you have to put in the password too, and the teacher that was in the other room didn't tell them that, so they have to take the whole test over today, like the entire thing. And like this kid that yelled at the teacher, he only had 2 questions left out of 34 questions. There's a lot. And he was mad. He's like, what? When my teacher told him that everybody that after they got back. And so obviously everybody's mad. Everybody's really, really, really mad. And the bell rings, ding-a-ling-a-ling, at 3:10 like always, and we all walk out. I feel the wind from the door of the place that they went flash across the entire crowd of people, the entire seas of people, and I see him go inside the class. He's screaming, and he's like, "How could you not tell me that me and all my friends have to retake this? We're almost done," and blah 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 blah. And the teacher turns around with this like worst attitude ever. She's like, and this kid's still going off, like screaming, and the teacher like so calmly with a huge attitude. Okay, back to what I was saying. Sorry, my dad had to tell me something. So I still hear this kid going off, and I see the teacher walking over, like blinking her eyes like this. And then she opens her mouth, and she's like so calm. She's like, blah, 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 blah. And then he continues to yell at her, so she starts screaming back at him. She's like, wait. Yeah, but I didn't either. Just like that. But like continues saying that it's his, and then she starts saying that it's his fault. How's he supposed to know that, hun? How's he supposed to know that? Good thing I saved it, because I used my critical thinking, and it said you cannot pause without the password, so I put in the password. So yes, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.